Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome to this quick video where I'm going to show you how you can use the Elementor page builder with the Thrive Leads plugin. I'm a big fan of both of these plugins, the page builder and the Thrive Leads. I'm a massive Thrive fan. I'm also a massive fan of Elementor. I find the page building experience with Elementor is much better than with Thrive, but I find the Elementor pop-up builder is lacking when it comes to making data-driven decisions. Whereas Thrive Leads gives you all the data you need to make those decisions and constantly, evolve your lead generation process. So yeah, let's just dive into it very quickly. So I'm going to add a new page here, open it in a new tab. I've already added one, so great stuff, already done. So what we'll do, let's right click and edit with Elementor. Might just take a few seconds because I am recording. So hopefully we'll go through this step by step and give you the knowledge you need to actually start implementing both of these tools into your online marketing. So here I've just basically used one of Elementor's stock templates, which looks pretty nice. Straightforward, to the point. So what we first need to do is identify what we want to trigger a pop-up. So usually it's a button or a highlighted bit of text. For this instance, I'm going to use this button here. So what we need to do, we need to assign an ID to this trigger button here, the Get Started button. So we're going to call this Thrive Leads button, TLB, nice and easy. Click Update. So we just save that change. So that TLB now, that ID is assigned to this button only. You can only have one. It has to be unique. Every time you assign an ID on an element across your website, it has to be unique. So yeah, happy days. So let's go back here and we'll go down. I've already installed Thrive Leads, so we don't have to mess around going through plugin installations. So just hover over where it says Thrive Dashboard and go to Thrive Leads. I'm going to open this in a new tab. I like to work in tabs here. So yeah, here's the dashboard. So yeah, I mean, Thrive gives you a really nice sort of daily summary of the activity that's gone on your page across your site, on your landing pages and so on. So obviously this is a new site. I've had no impressions or anything like that. So yeah, it gives you a few statistics, and you can look at reports, and there's multiple advanced features like asset deliveries and there's all sorts of stuff. I don't want to go into that too much in this video. I mean, if you want more Thrive Leads tutorials, I'm actually happy to do that for you. But for now, yeah, we're going to concentrate on lead groups. Now, a lead group is actually what actually allows you to create multiple opt-in forms at the same time on the same pages of your website, and you can change how often they're displayed and so on and so forth. So lead groups are the way forward when it comes to creating pop-ups and opt-in forms on your site. So what we're going to do, we're going to add a new lead group here. So for the sake of arguing, I'm going to call this lead group 1. So let's add the lead group. I'm going to go through this step by step. I'm going to try not to go too quickly or speak too quickly. That's one of my drawbacks. Unfortunately, I do speak quite quickly. So what we're going to do first, we've just created this group here. So what we need to do is going to be a lot of backwards and forwards going on here. So if you ever get lost in the video, just make sure you rewind it or whatever and find the point where I lost you, basically. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a new type of opt-in form. So this blue button here, we click on it, and it will basically then showcase which pop-ups you can display on your site. So you've got the main ones like Lightbox and slide-ins. They're the ones I primarily use and I've had the best results with. You also got them horrible screen fillers, which just piss people off, to be honest. I don't particularly use them. I stick with Lightbox and Slide In, and I've also, you know, used the ribbon as well. It's a pretty nice one with a countdown timer on it and such. But yeah, it's up to you really what you want to use. So what we're going to do is just going to go to the Lightbox here. We're going to choose the Lightbox. So yeah, it prompts you pretty nicely here. Like Thrive are quite good at onboarding. There's always you know, little tabs that come up and tell you what's what. So first of all, we've got this Lightbox here that we've just created. So we need to add a form. This black button's just prompted us to add a form. We click on that, create form, give it a form name. So we're going to call it Lightbox 1, create form. As you'll see there, we've just created Lightbox 1, and yeah, happy days. So we need to identify the trigger first of all. So the trigger is what displays this particular Lightbox here. So what we're going to do, we're going to click on that here. And you remember when we had the Elementor landing page earlier, when we were on that page and we assigned the ID to the button? Well, this is what we need to do here. So these are the triggers that are available to us at this time with this specific Lightbox. So it can be on page load. So as soon as the page loads, you know, the pop-up comes up. Again, that will really annoy people. I hate them pages. I close them straight away. A certain amount of time. So you can do that for mobile devices, really. You know, if you can't, for example, exit intent pop-ups are quite common across my sites anyway, quite powerful, but you can't, there's no such thing as an exit intent on a mobile device. So it would have to be on a certain time, really. But again, I'm not going to get too much into that. You can talk about when they scroll to specific parts of the content. I'll show you how to do that in another video. Percentage down the page, down the content areas of the page. So if they get to like 60% of the page, the pop-up will actually come up. This is what we want here. Show when the user clicks an element. So that's what we need to check here. Click on that. So you've got class and ID. Do you remember the ID we assigned that button? Thrive leads button TLB. So click on save. So we just assigned the ID TLB. You don't need to put anything in class. Don't leave that blank. Click save. Happy days. So displays on click. So display frequency is how often that pop-up will actually be displayed for, in essence. So here it says every 7 days. So that basically means at this point in time, you can only click on that button to display that Lightbox every 7 days. So say, for example, someone comes onto your website, they see your call to action button and they hastily click on it like most people do, but then they decide they want to go and explore around your site a bit more. So they just click off the Lightbox that pops up and they go to the About Us page and all sorts, and then they come back to the home page and they decide that they want to take you up on that offer. If they try and click the button, it won't display the pop-up because it will only display once every 7 days. So to actually counter that, we need to click on where it says every 7 days, get down to nothing, show once every day. So all the time, basically. So every time someone clicks on that button, regardless of if they've gone to another page and come back, it will always show, it will always trigger when they click that button. Animation, so you can choose from a variety: zoom in, instant, zoom out, rotational. You probably see them all on Elementor when you have buttons sliding in and whatnot. I'm going to leave it like that. So yeah, really cool. So we've set up the Lightbox here, the trigger and how often. We need to now look at the design. So this little blue button here, we just click on that. Sorry, click on edit design. It might just take a few seconds to load up. Happy days. So yeah, Thrive have a really good template library when it comes to opt-in forms. they have single opt-in forms, so that would be the pop-up already contains the opt-in box with, you know, where you enter your name and email and the submit button, or they have multiple step opt-in forms as well. So would you like this download? Yes, no. When they click yes, it opens, you know, another light box on top of it, which will ask you to then input your name and an email address and so on. Opt-in, you know, 2 steps are quite good for engagement here. So what we're going to do, I'm going to try and keep this simple. As I say, I've not planned this video at all, so you'll have to bear with me. Let's do this one, personal brand 2-step here. So choose the template. And if you're not familiar with the Thrive editor, it's very similar to Elementor in the fact that you just click on you know, the blocks and drag them on. Click on it to replace certain images and so on. Really easy stuff. So for example, this woman here, I'm going to change her to this clown here. There you go. So he's changed. And obviously we can change that image as well to, I don't know, what can we change it to? Father Christmas. There we go. Father Christmas is there. So yeah. So this is what would pop as soon as someone clicks on that button. It triggers this light box here. So this is the first step in the light box that pops up. So it's encouraging them to click. So you'd need obviously a call to action here. And, you know, I don't know where that's just disappeared to be honest. Where's that gone to? And then you got your call to action, and then you have some supporting text here, you know, and then you've got your button here. So your button actually switches the state. So you'll see down here on this little green circle with the plus icon in it, these are your states for this specific light box. So the default state is call to action, supporting text, and show me. So it's trying to really engage them and make them click the button and, you know, make them want access to whatever it is you're offering. So if you go on state 1, the next state, it will just load up this and it will go to the next state in the opt-in form, and that will be where your lead generation element is, where you enter your email address and, you know, you click submit, and it will, you know, add you to a specific list in MailChimp or ActiveCampaign or whatever it is you use. You can go one step further than this. You can actually create another state. I mean, this is getting a bit more advanced now, but I think it is worth having this knowledge. If you do Facebook ads and, you know, other types of advertisement. So what you can actually do here, we can create another state here. So if you look closely on state 1, this is the state we're on now, where the lead generation element is, where they enter their contact information. You'll see a little duplicate state on the left of this button, the little black button. If you click on that, it will actually create a third state, but it's called state 2 in this instance, because we've got the initial, default, the next, and the next. So state 2, the one we've just created, could actually be like a thank you. Thank you for your interest. That's it. It's a teacher, not spell. So yeah, you'd say thank you for your interest, blah de blah de blah. You put whatever, you know, change the image and stuff. You know, you could maybe reposition stuff around if you wanted to do that, change the images. What you can actually do here, Thrive have been quite clever with this, you can add a HTML element to this specific state. So what we do, just drag that on. Sorry, it's slow because I'm recording. And what you can do, so as soon as this state has actually loaded, it means someone's gone through the opt-in process and they've actually given you their email address. So when a visitor views the state, you can add a Facebook pixel, for example. Now, once this Facebook pixel triggers upon viewing this state, you're actually building a custom audience. Now that custom audience can then be used to create, a lookalike audience and market to, and find similar people who have downloaded this ebook. If you've got a specific like ebook or something, you already know your target audience. Facebook knows better than you. That's how evolved it's become. So you can create really cool lookalike audiences based on the people who've actually engaged and downloaded your content. So that's pretty nice. I'm not going to go into this video again. That could be another video. I've done this, and I do this with my affiliate businesses, for example, affiliate sites, and it works really well. So in this instance, yeah, happy days. So let's just save that quickly. But what we need to do here, we need to go back to state 1. That's the state where they input their contact information and their email address in this case. So we just click on that, go to main options, connect form to service. Now I've just quickly done a free MailChimp account here. So we just click MailChimp, test list, continue. Email field here, you can add new fields if you wanted to. So you can add name and phone number field. I'm not going to bother. Click next. And here we switch state. So we need to switch the state. So once they've inputted their email address in, it switches the state to the thank you page, and that's when the Facebook pixel will trigger based on that HTML element. Yeah, might be speaking a foreign language, but again, rewind the video. There's probably more information on this on Thrive's website, for example. So we need to switch it to state 2, which is the final state, the thank you state. Save. Happy days. So again, just click save quickly. Saved. It looks like it's saved anyway. So what we need to do, we need to go back to the main Thrive Leads menu now, and you'll see here group 1, which is what we created earlier. This is the main group, which contains the lightbox we just created. So group 1 on the main Thrive Leads menu, which you can access here as well. Show you. You'll see a little red box here. And this is about your display settings. So you need to set this so this specific thing we've just created only triggers on certain points. This will make sense in 1 second. So we just click on where it says display settings. And here you can be really granular of where you want these specific opt-in forms to show as well. So in this case, let's just do all pages, whatever. But you can set them to specific areas of the site you only exclusively, like logged in users, for example, post types, Elementor, Canvas, so all landing pages without menus and so on. So you can get pretty granular with this. I'm not going to go into that too much on this video, but it's there anyway. Save and close. So that should work. Actually, no, it shouldn't, because I need to set this to display on desktop. I'm not going to bother with mobile. Actually, I will. So yeah, to make sure displayed on desktop, displayed on mobile, yes, yes. And we should be good to go. So what we're going to do, we're going to test this out. Right, so let's head on over to the live page, and we'll do this on Firefox. Why not? So we'll just load up the home page. Yeah, and here's the page that we created in Elementor, or rather installed from Elementor's template library. And the button here will trigger the Thrive Leads lightbox that we went through during the past 15 minutes or whatever it was. So if we click this now, it should load up. So let's click it and find out. Happy days. Even Father Christmas is overwhelmed. So yeah, you'd obviously have better calls to actions when you're creating these light boxes. You obviously would use language appropriate to your own business to hook them in. Obviously that goes for buttons as well. So if we click on show me, you'll go to the next step in the next state in the pop-up form. So what we'll do here, I'll just add my email address here. No fan mail, please. Yeah, and then click, submit or whatever your button's going to say. Click on that. and you should go through to the final state here. There you go. So there's the final state. Thank you for your interest, blah, de, blah, de, blah. And hidden here is the actual HTML element, which will fire your Facebook pixel, allow you to build a custom audience. And when you're doing Facebook ads or whatever, you'll actually be able to create lookalike audiences based off of people who've subscribed to this offer, whatever it was you've offered. So yeah, they're all done with that. They click off, happy days. They are subscribed onto your active campaign or MailChimp, and then you can obviously follow through with your automated sequence if you've got one. Should have one. So yeah, hopefully this is gone through. So there we go, conversion. Here, unique impression. I actually did this offline earlier, so it won't count here because I'm on the same IP address there. But you can see it's one conversion. That's the one I've just done. I should probably purge. I should have probably purged this information to fully test it out. But it doesn't matter. You see it works when you start getting more and more visitors. You'll start seeing these numbers move up and down in relation to who's engaged with your content but not followed through with the offer, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty nice, a nice way to do it. So yeah, really cool. There's another thing you can do. You can actually test different types of opt-in forms against each other. I mean, I don't want to go through that really in this video because again, it's more time, but I can do this if you wanted to do that. It basically involves testing a light box. This pop-up we've made, the light box, versus say a slide-in, the same type of opt-in with all the same content, but it's a slide-in version of it. So you can test what works better, a light box or a slide-in, or a ribbon across the top of the website. So there's multiple ways you can use Thrive Leads. It's important that you do get the numbers and the data, and you can then start making decisions on your website with regards to pop-up forms and opt-ins. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this video. Again, I'm hopefully going to start creating more content around lead generation and opt-ins and Elementor and Thrive to help you make the most out of your website instead of blindly using tools which really don't give you any information whatsoever to make decisions.